The wait is almost over for James Bond fans. 007 is back, and he's on a new mission to take down the elusive crime syndicate Spectre. Daniel Craig reprises his role as James Bond with a new car. Whew, it's a car. That Aston Martin DB10 I can't wait to get my hands on, and a new villain who shares a dark connection to Bond's past. Take a look.
You must know by now that the 00 program is officially dead. Which leads me to speculate exactly why you came. So, James, why did you come?
I came here to kill you.
And I thought you came here to die.
Well, it's all a matter of perspective.
Daniel Craig, welcome back. Good to see you.
Morning, how are you?
I'm great. So women's hearts will go aflutter watching you as Bond in the new movie. Men's hearts will go aflutter watching this Aston Martin DB10.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
It's very cool. Aston Martin designed it for the movie. It doesn't exist in the real world.
Is the story true that you wrecked a bunch of them?
A few of them. I mean, we're making a movie. I mean,
What's a few?
Well, 3 or 4.
Did you really? Can I get one of the damaged ones cheap?
No, but you can, if you're feeling very flush, go and bid on one, because we're going to raise some money for charity.
It is so,
Yeah.
it is smoking hot. Did you have fun with this? This has all the bells and whistles. It has the toys. It has the incredible, stunning locations, the stunning women, the threat to the world. Is it a classic Bond film, or is there something different here?
I think it is a classic Bond film. I think Sam, me, the producers, we all set out to really celebrate what James Bond is about. But at the core of it, there's a great story. There's a love story. Bond again goes back into his past, and we discover a little bit more about him. But we wanted to just throw the kitchen sink at it and have some fun with it.
Is the idea that you try to push the envelope a little with each of these movies, but stay true to the envelope enough that it's familiar to longtime fans?
You can't ever forget that it's a Bond movie. I mean, that's the deal. I mean, but as far as I'm concerned, as long as you remember that, everything else is on the table. So you can do, you can still have characters that have a reality to them and react with each other in a real way. But it's a James Bond movie first and foremost.
Everybody makes a lot about the man who plays James Bond, but I've always felt, and I've been a long-time Bond fan, that Bond is as good as the villain he faces in these movies. Christoph Waltz plays a fantastic villain in this movie. What do we need to know about him?
That it's Christoph Waltz. Really,
what else do you need to know about him?
He's look. We drew up a list of people who we wanted to play this part, and his name was right at the top, and he agreed to do it. He offers us so much as far as a villain is concerned, but also he's such a brilliant actor. So we were incredibly blessed to have him.
And one of the great things about Bond movies over the years is they keep up with the times. You can't have a villain who has Cold War plans for the world in 2015. This is very much about the information age and surveillance and the preponderance of surveillance. What's his plot for the world? What should we know about that?
Well, he is trying to bring together the intelligence services of the world, but not in a good way. He's trying to bring them together, and he's trying to get the most amount of information so that he has control over the world. And it's a kind of clash of old worlds and new. I mean, with Bond, he always does have a foot in the past. He's the kind of guy that wants to go in the field. He wants to look the enemy in the eye, and he wants to do a bit of this. And what Christoph and a new character called C that we have in it, they represent the sort of new world surveillance, blanket surveillance, and drones and things like that.
Let me get to the comments you made that got a lot of attention.
No, please do, yes.
In an interview, you were asked about Bond, and you said, quote, "I'd rather break this glass and slash my wrist. No, not at the moment. I'm over it at the moment. We're done. All I want to do is move on." Put it in perspective for me, because I read it differently. I read it as if this is an incredibly grueling process, and when it's over, you got to think about something else.
When you're asked, I mean, Sam put it very eloquently last night, more eloquently than I obviously did in that quote. If you're 200 yards from the end of a marathon and someone comes running up to you and says, "Are you going to run another marathon?" There's 2 words you use.
Yeah,
right?
and not on a morning show.
And not on a morning show. So that's really what that was about. And I've had massive amounts of fun making this film. I mean, it's probably more fun on this film than I have on all the others put together. And the simple answer at the moment is I don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think about it. I want to think about other things. I want to go home. I want to, you know.
Hypothetically, if it's the last one, are you happy with the mark you've made on the franchise?
I can be happier. I've had a wonderful, wonderful time making these movies, and maybe I'll make another one. I don't know.
Keep our fingers crossed, because you're fantastic.
Oh,
at
you're
it.
very
You
nice.
really
Thank you very much.
And I want that car so badly. Daniel Craig, nice to. I don't want to bid on it, but if you want to give me one, I'll take it.
It doesn't work like that.
We're going to catch up with his co-stars in our next half hour. Spectre opens in theaters and IMAX tomorrow.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.